What is up, YouTube? Long time no see. Sorry about the long delay in getting a video up to you. Life has been interesting. It's not been that interesting, but just been very busy. So we are on our way to Yokohama for the what is now apparently a once a month dinner date with a young lady. So taking the bike, heading down to Yokohama once again. Did this almost exactly a month ago, I think. Days have been running so close together with all the working at home and not really having much of a regular social life, so tend to forget what's going on. Not forget what's going on, but just losing track of time, really. The weeks just kind of fly by when you don't go anywhere and don't really do much. You know, you think sitting at home, you think that the time would go by pretty slowly, but it really doesn't. Like, wake up on a Monday morning and then all of a sudden it's Friday again. So yeah, I guess it's good and bad. I get a lot more done, that's for sure. So, well, I do get a lot of work done, that's true. But oh wow, clouds are coming in again. So I guess with all the work stuff going on and the entertainment that I do have at home, you know, time to go by pretty quickly. But still, I get tired of sitting in front of the PC, which is probably why I haven't edited anything, because I just get tired of sitting in front of the computer all day working. Because everything's online, right? So you pretty much sit in the same space all the time, and it's frustrating to sit in front of the computer all the time. So that's kind of the, yeah, it's not exactly a motivational tool to make me want to edit. Although I miss doing it, just, I don't know, just hard to do it. But my goal is, I promised myself tonight, I'll make this video, edit it tonight, upload it, and have it prepped and ready for either a Tuesday or Wednesday release. Because YouTube takes so long to process the freaking high quality videos. So anyway, so we are on our way to Yokohama. I had planned to leave a little bit earlier to get a little better view, but sun's going down a little bit earlier now that we're heading into the end of September. It'll be October later this week. It is Monday the 28th. They believe today is the 28th. So not much has changed in Tokyo. Well, I take that back. I'd say things are a little bit more normal than the last time I talked to you. I have been out for dinners now and then, and I still have not taken a train really. Don't really go to the office at all. But I see more and more people out, but our virus numbers are still down in the low hundreds, anywhere from 100 to 200, something like that. I just got to get tired of looking at it, so I'm not really paying attention to it that much anymore. But they've started opening up more things, a little bit less restrictive on some stuff. They have a lot of procedures in place for checking temperatures and washing hands, things like that. Masks, of course. But it feels a little bit normal. It feels, you know, having to take your temperature and wash your hands when you go into a restaurant feels a little strange, but kind of getting used to it now. But also some department stores and some places like that, you know, they do the same requirements. I guess anywhere where there's a condensed area, except for the train, that's kind of impossible to do, so you just got to be cautious. But that's why I kind of avoid the train. I've just been taking the bike or the car, and been avoiding crowded situations as much as possible. Going out with a group of people here and there, like 2 to 3 people, maybe 4 people in total, so that's not so bad. Get around. Let's see what's been going on. I do have a couple things to talk about. I was gonna talk about all the expenses I've had recently. It's just been a kind of a perfect storm lately. I've just had all these bills come up due, like my 5-year insurance plans for all my, you know, real estate stuff I do. That's all was due at the same time this year, so that cost me a bit of money. My shock-in for my car was due in October, but I decided to go ahead and do it myself for the first time ever. And let me tell you what, it's not that hard. I get a lot of people telling me like, oh no, you can't do shotgun nails, you can't do it yourself, it's just too hard, you don't understand what they're doing, la 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 la. I'm like, okay, fine. So I didn't listen to them. I decided to do it on my own. So I did some research. I did read some English sites, I read some Japanese sites, figured out what I needed to do the shotgun myself, and made an appointment online, showed up, and the procedure is basically the same for the most part wherever you go, but I ran into this really nice guy who helped me out. So the very first thing I did is I drove to the shotgun center in Narima and parked my car, and then I walked across the street to the Jibaiseki guy, which is the required insurance you have to purchase every time you do your shotgun. I think you can buy more than 2 years, but it's just simple to do it all at the same time anyway. So I walked across his office, took care of the Jibaiseki, and he offered to he took care of all my shotgun forms, so I didn't have to fill out anything. He just pre-printed everything for me, and I paid him something like 26,000 yen for the Jibaiseki. And then he told me where to go after that. Went over to the next building that I was originally parked at, and gave him my forms and paid. It was the actual test fees like 1,800 yen or something like that. I'll post the actual numbers here in the video to document what I paid. But you pay your shotgun fee, then you go over to the next building where the A window is. And you go to the user shotgun window, and the guy checks your forms, then he assigns you a lane. Oh, I'm sorry, I only step back one step. When you pay your shotgun test fee, the 1,800 yen or whatever, you have to pay your actual vehicle tax, which is the actual shotgun fee, I guess. And that was like 24,000 yen. And that's the three main pieces you have to pay. You have to pay for the Jibaiseki, the shotgun, the vehicle tax, and then the actual shotgun inspection, the actual test fee itself. Those are the three primary fees you have to pay. But when you go, you have to have your vehicle tax, like the regular tax payment form that you paid. You got to have the vehicle inspection form, which you can do yourself. If you're mechanically inclined. If you're not mechanically inclined, I don't recommend you do that on your own, because you might miss something that's kind of important, and something that could fail you on the actual shotgun. So I did take my car to another shop and had them do an oil change and a tire rotation. I had them check the alignment of the headlights, because that's one of the Japanese guys told me. He said, well, one of the most common failures in the shotgun exam is the headlight alignment. They have an automated machine that does that automatically. It's very common for bikes and cars to have misaligned headlights after a year or two, so it's a good idea to have it checked out before you go. So I had the shop I use, I had them check out they did the oil change, new oil, new filter, and rotate the tires, and just kind of give the car a once over. Nothing special, just kind of like look for anything obvious. I paid 16,000 yen for that. But that was kind of like necessary maintenance anyway. You got to rotate the tires, you got to change the oil. So that wasn't that's just a necessary cost. So I could have done that 6 months ago, but I decided to go ahead and do it just before the shotgun to make sure the headlight was okay, and then of course have the fresh receipt showing that I changed the oil and rotated the tires. Tires are brand new, about 2 years ago. They weren't quite at the point where you probably need to rotate them, but it was a good idea to go ahead and do it anyway. So I did that, and I did the inspection form. I had the receipt for the oil change just in case. So you took your previous shotgun show, the actual shotgun form, the vehicle tax form, your inspection form, and your previous. You have to bring your previous Jibaiseki certificates. And I think it's everything. I don't think I brought anything else. And just make sure if you have a regular car, just make sure you bring about why is this guy so close to me? Make sure you bring about 60 to 70,000 yen in cash for a regular car. I'll put the total amount on the screen again, but mine was like around 55, something like that, thousand by the time it was said and done. Anyway, so back to the window guy. You go back to the user shotgun window, and then they check your floor and make sure everything's in check. They stamp everything, and then they give you they give you a lane. You take your car and you sit in the lane and you wait for your turn. The first check they do is they check your turn signals, your lights, they look under your hood. They don't really check anything under the hood. I guess they're just looking at the condition of the engine under your hood. So they make you get out of the car, open the hood, put the little stand in to hold it open. Come on, really, people? Is there a reason they go this slow? Anyway, so they'll do that. I think we'll see. They check. Oh, they did check things like I'll put the car in reverse, check the reverse lights, hazard lights, turn signals, windshield wiper fluid. That's important. They make you demonstrate that. And then they poke their head in the car to look for anything issues inside the car, which there usually aren't if you have a regular car with, you know, I mean, just have a clean car, right? So it's pretty easy to see. They check the odometer. Trying to think what else they check. I think that was pretty much everything. They do like 4 or 5 little checks there, and then you move to the next section, which is actually inside the building. You wait for the blue light, not the green light, but the blue light. And then you drive your car up on these rollers, and then the rollers do a combination of tests. So while your car is on the roller, they test your brakes, they test your speed. You have to speed up your car to 40 kilometers an hour, and then once your speedometer says 40 kilometers an hour, then you have to flash your high beams to indicate 40, and if the machine agrees, it passes you. So I guess so. They do they do your main brake check. They do your emergency brake, or a side brake as it's called in Japanese. They do side brake check. They do the speed test, and then the headlight exam. That's all done in the same station. Then you once you get that done, you pull your car to head to the next station. That's usually the I'm going to Haneda, so let's not make that mistake again. Yeah, so you pull up to the next station, you get out of your car, and you gotta take this probe and put it in the tailpipe of the car. You have to stick it in a certain distance. Like, there's an older Japanese guy that was there, kind of watching me, kind of guiding me along, make sure I was doing everything right, because he saw I was a foreigner, obviously. And I did tell him, hey, it's my first time. So he was actually pretty cool. The first guy I met, I kind of tested him a little bit just to see how rude he was going to be. But I said, do you speak any English? And he did the usual arms crossed. He's like, no English. I'm like, okay. And then he got really upset because I said that, and he called over one of his staff, and he's like, "Daijoubu ka? You know, kono gaijin wa kono shakin wo wakaru?" I'm like, yeah, I know how to. I think I understand how to follow signals. Okay, I'm not dumb, but he tried to tell the other guy, like, this baka gaijin, he can't do it. Da 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 da. I'm like, okay. That was a pretty poor impression of his attitude, but it was pretty bad. And anyway, but the next guy, the older gentleman, the Oji-san inside the building, he was really cool. He was super cool. I didn't get his name, but he was great. So it made it really straightforward and no problem. So after you do the probe test, then you drive your car over a pit, and then you have to put your car in neutral, I believe it was, turn your engine off. Or was it? I can't remember what he said. I can't remember what I did now, but you basically have to drive your car over this pit. And what this machine does, it shakes your car to pieces. It literally takes your car and shakes it. And while your car is shaking, there's a guy underneath your car banging on things to see what comes loose, or see if anything's obviously wrong. Why this machine is shaking you. So it shakes the car, then it turns the wheels left and right. Yeah, he said make sure you take your hands off the steering wheel. I said, okay, yeah, good. And yeah, and then after that's the end. You have to actually, for each of the test stations, you have to get out, of course, and put you have this little ticket with a barcode on it. You have to stick it in the machine, and then it's the machine records your number and stamps the paper or something like that. And then you pull a little forward after the pit, and then you get out of your car again. You walk around to the guy on the window, and the guy in the window checks all your documents again. and then puts his stamp on it, and then you go back, park your car in the parking lot, and then go to the user shotgun window again, turn in all your forms. They give you actually, you do it yourself. You put the little clip on your papers. It has a little number on it. You take a little claim slip or whatever, little plastic thing, and then you just you stack it on top of everybody else's in the order you put it down, so they just process it in the order people laid it on the counter. And you just have to wait for your number to call. They give you the new shotgun show form, and as well as a little sticker you put on the windshield. Now, the one thing to point out, at least the day I was there, it was busy. So when I got there, there was nobody there really, because it was during the lunchtime when I got there. So hold on one second. Not going to. Here we go. Anyway, after I got done with the final tests and checked it out the window, I had to go park my car, but I couldn't find any parking. It took me a good 20 minutes to get a parking space. It was just crowded, so the timing was really bad on trying to get a parking space in the shotgun center after the test was done. So it's worth noting that you have to waste a little bit of time parking if it's busy on the day you go. And I did make a reservation, so I mean there was a limited number of people there, but there were still more cars than parking spaces available. So anyway, all in all, I spent about 2 hours doing this process. I got there like at 11:45. My appointment was at 12:45. I was on the road home by 2:15. Yeah, probably a little more than 2 hours, I guess. It felt like, let's see, because I didn't start right away when I got there. I was trying to remember what time I actually started doing the paperwork, but if you have everything ready and done like I did, it's a pretty straightforward process. If you do fail the test, you do have to go back and pay the fee again, the 1,800 yen. And of course, you have to go across the street to one of the shops that'll help you fix the problem if it's something that's easy to fix. If you got a bigger problem, then yeah, it's going to be probably more problematic. But that's why you should get everything checked out, or at least check everything else out yourself if you have mechanic ability to do so, to make sure there's no major issues. The headlight thing can be solved very easily if that's what happens to you, because you just go across the street to the guy at the first place at the G-Biseki shop. He told me, he said, go down to this shop with a blue sign down just right next to his office, and the mechanic there will take care of any issues pretty quickly and cheaply to get your car through. So, but I didn't have any issues, so I told him thank you. I told him I called him if I had any issues, and I didn't. So I got my sticker, got my shotgun show form, and drove home, and it's all good. One point of advice though, I do recommend doing your shotgun at least a month or a few weeks before your actual shotgun expiration date, because you're not allowed to drive your car when the shotgun expires. Well, technically you're not supposed to, but you know, that's your risk, because if you get caught doing it. But yeah, I took my car about 3 weeks before it expired. And the cool thing is that they didn't renew the shotgun for the same, they didn't renew the shotgun for the day I did the test. They actually renewed it for the exact same day it was going to expire to begin with. So they didn't take any days from me. They just simply renewed my shotgun for the exact same time period, the same date, and 2 years. So I actually got, I didn't get anything free out of it, but I'm just saying that I didn't lose the early 3 weeks that I had to when I brought the car in to get the test done. So now that I understand the process, and now I feel like a dumbass for the fact that it was so easy. I mean, if you speak good okay, you don't have to speak good Japanese, but if you speak middle school Japanese, you'll be fine. If you don't speak any Japanese at all, you can't read anything, then I don't know, it may be worth it just to pay somebody to help you do it, or take somebody with you to help you do it. But in the past years when I had to get my vehicles done, I always paid the shop or the dealership to take care of it. And so cost comparison here, this is the important point, is the fact that I paid roughly 55,000 yen plus the 16,000 yen for the maintenance, what you got to do anyway. But I'm talking about the actual shotgun experience itself is about 55,000 yen for my regular 1.3 liter car. And then I would normally pay, the dealer would normally charge me a total of 110,000 yen for both the maintenance checks and then the like the transportation fee to take the car to the Shopping Center, and then of course the shopping fees themselves. Now I get it, if you don't have time, or if you're working on a tight schedule like I still do, but working at home has its advantages where you can schedule your time a little more easier, and you can take meetings anywhere where you can take your PC or phone, so that makes it a lot easier to do this kind of stuff. But if you really can't find the time to do it yourself, then obviously maybe taking it to a shop or a dealer is probably a better choice. Or if you really can't speak the language, I'm sure they can help you muddle through it, but you know, I'd hate for someone to go in there and just feel really confused or lost if they don't understand anything what's going on. So if you've got a mechanical ability, you can speak okay Japanese, then I think you can probably do it on your own, or just have someone help you. But you can save a ton of money. No offense to the bike dealers though, I asked them just for the sake of asking. I asked, so how much is my shotgun for my bike going to cost me next summer when I got to get this bike done? No, they looked at me and said, oh yeah, probably about Jumon or 100,000. And I'm like, no. I didn't say that out to them, but I'm like, no, the bike is cheaper than the car as far as shotgun fees go. So I'm going to do it myself. I was in lane 5 at the Shopping Center, and then the far left lane, which I guess is lane 1, I'm not sure, but the far left lane was where they're doing bikes, and these trucks were coming in just bringing bike after bike after bike. They bring like 5 or 6 bikes in one truck and run them to the Shopping. And I watched how they do it, and I was like, that's a piece of cake. That's like nothing. So if you've got a regular bike, you know, mostly factory stuff, and everything works, and you do your maintenance on it, you know, then it really is not a big deal. Your headlights, again, is probably one of the trippy issues, because again, it's one of the most common things to fail when you go through a test, unless you have some significant modifications to your bike. But yeah, so that was I did that a few weeks ago. It really wasn't that difficult of a process. I spent more time researching how to do it than I actually did doing it. But now I'm a pro. Well, just designate myself a pro at the shocking experience. But I'll come back to you again in June next year after I get this bike done, because I got to get this shocking done. I'll try to do it in May next year, because it expires in June. I think June 18th or something like that. So probably mid-May, get it done. But the bike itself is pretty much stock. There isn't really anything modified on it, so it should be a pretty straight shot. Anyway, so that was a great experience. Saved a bunch of money. That saved me some money, so I could just use that money to pay other bills, like insurance and things like that. I spent so much money on insurance. Like, and I know it's important, but all this earthquake and fire insurance. I had to renew vehicle insurance too. And then property taxes. Jesus. It's just one thing after another. I think next year would be a little bit easier financially. At least I hope so. Pray to God nothing else happens. I didn't really have anything wrong this year. I just had a lot of maintenance things to take care of, and the insurance cost, of course, as I just mentioned. So it's been a brutal year. But yeah, it's business. It takes money to make money, right? Whoa. In other news, I know you guys can't see it in the video, but I switched. Are we really stopping now? I was making good time. I did this trip, last time I did this trip, I was late because the traffic was really bad along here. I was probably about 10 minutes late that time. We had a reservation for 7. We have the same reservation for 7. It's 6:16 now. I'll make it for sure, but this slow traffic isn't helping. I was, you know. Sorry, what I mentioned. So the K-Tot, or my cell phone holder, the iPhone holder here, I had been using the RAM X grip mount. I had switched back to it from the quad lock because the quad lock destroyed my iPhone camera back in February or March, and I had to get that fixed. And then the quad lock just came out with this new vibration mount to help reduce the damage to phones from the shaking of the bike. And I'm not talking about like off-road ride, but just the mount was so tight with the phone, it was really secure, so it got every little vibration. The iPhone stabilization gyro on the camera just could not stand it, and it busted. And from what I understand, it's not, iPhone isn't the only one that had this happen to it. So I saw that the quad lock people put out this. I saw they sent out an email, and I was like, hey, well, maybe that'll solve my vibration issues and killing my phone. I can't show you right now because the mount is under the phone, but basically it's just an adapter that goes in between the actual phone lock and the actual mount on the bike, and it's got a 3-prong silicone, I think it is, vibration mount, and it basically allows it reduces like 90% of the vibration on the phone, so it doesn't shake to death like it did before. So I've been using this mount for about 2 weeks, I guess. I got one right when they came out, and it was very easy to mount, and so far my phone hasn't died. So let's hope that trend continues. I really like the clean look of the quad lock. I was just very disappointed that it killed my phone earlier this year when I was actually starting to use it more regularly. Oh, come on. Going back to the stop sign. What the hell is this kind of car? What is this thing on his roof? Can you guys see that? It's like 4 posts or 4 antennas. I don't know what the hell that is. Anyway, that's interesting. This is what happened last time, I think. I think about here is where I got caught in this traffic, but it was a lot worse than this. Seriously, I'm curious what this guy's got on his roof. Looks like antennas of some type. Yeah, they're definitely antennas. They got wires on them and everything. So I realize I've been like talking like non-stop since I got on the bike. Had a few things to talk about, I guess. I don't know what else. So let's see what else has been going on. I've gotten back into gaming a little bit more just because I need some type of stress relief. It was raining. We had some typhoons coming through. Dude, get off your freaking phone. Mr. Mercedes is on his phone. Clearly, I can see it. They do have a. I can't talk. They do have a new law in Japan for holding your phone while you're driving now, and I've seen a few people get busted for it pretty quick, or recently actually. But they're paying attention pretty strong on this one. I was worried about if they were going to care about how we might mount the phones and the bike or the GPS and stuff. I talked to a guy on a white bike. Just asked him and said, well, so, you know, what's the story with the cell phone situation and bikes? I mean, we mount our bikes for navigation and music and things like that, just like you have a car radio. And he said it doesn't matter just as long as you're not actually holding the phone in your hand while you're driving. He said you can have your phone mounted on your dash, or like mounted like I have it on the bike, and you can even adjust it while you're driving just like you can with a radio, but you just don't hold the phone while you're driving. So I don't think that's a problem on a bike. so that's no problem. And on my car, I have the mount on the side of the car, so that well, it's not on the side of the car, but on the side of the steering wheel, mount on the window, so I can have easy access to it and I don't have to pick it up. Hands-free and all that good stuff. That also, it's also the they're having the traffic safety campaign week. They do every fall. It's almost done, but I kind of made it a point not to go out too much because I don't want to take a risk of doing something stupid, because they're stopping everybody for little piddly crap that they usually ignore. They're even stopping bicycles, which I think is a good thing, because finally some of these bicycles, they keep running through stop signs, almost getting hit. But they act like, oh, what are you doing? And like, you ran a damn red light, or the stop sign. You see a stop sign? You got to stop too, dumbass. Sorry. I've come way too close to hitting too many bicycles that just don't care about traffic signals or traffic flow. And they get really upset if you get too close to them. I'm like, well, you're the one running the red light. You're the one running the stop sign. I stopped because I saw you. If I hadn't saw you, I would hit your ass. Anyway, a little frustration. I just stayed off the road just to avoid like making some stupid mistake. Because like I said, they're really picky right now. And I'm willing to bet they pull you over just about anything. So it's better just to stay at home and not go anywhere. Kind of hard to mess up on the highway. Highway's kind of open. It's like open season out here. I mean, you can, sadly, I mean, you can do just about what you want, whatever you want, as long as not a patrol car's around. But they have the two-man patrol cars that are unmarked too, so you have to be careful with that. I don't know, guys, should I try to filter this or should I just be patient? I'm not in that big of a rush. It is 15 kilometers to go. Doesn't tell me my ETA though. Why is that? Why does it tell me that? We're having 12 minutes. Damn, it's gonna be close. By the time I park and walk, it's gonna be really close. Luckily, well, the parking lot isn't right at the restaurant, but it's right at the station. And I'm planning to meet her at the station. Unless I'm late, I'm gonna tell her to go ahead and go to the restaurant. I'll meet her there. Like I did last time, but she told me, I feel kind of embarrassed showing up for reservations for 2 people by myself. I said, really? I don't know. And we're now in the stinky zone. This place, I'm glad you guys can't smell this nonsense, but it just like smells like sulfur through here. There's like chemical factories or something around here. I don't know what it is they're making around here, but it's definitely like a burning tire sulfur kind of smell. It sucks because now I'm stuck here parked in this. Well, I guess I can talk about gaming for a minute. I don't usually talk about gaming too much because it's not really top subject in the world, but I have been like not obsessed, but I've been playing a lot of Call of Duty, mainly Modern Warfare 2019, and basically like a lot of Warzone, like the Battle Royale stuff. I don't know, I know a few people that watch channel are in the game, but I might post my game name down in the comments. I'll think about it. I haven't decided yet, but I spent a lot of time playing that when I have downtime. I have been playing, well, I have a PS4, but I barely turn it on, so I mainly stick to the PC mostly because that's what I'm used to. But yeah, pretty much that's the Call of Duty is a good stress reliever. But my Warzone skills aren't exactly golden. I've managed to make second place. I've never won an actual match out of the 150 people that go into those things. So I've gotten second place. I've got a lot of top 10s. I've gotten every place except first. So there's that. I think my biggest problem with that game is I'm just impatient. And my main PC I play on is kind of aged. Has a great graphics card, but the actual machine itself is a bit dated by about, let's see, 5 generations, something like that. So it's due for a refresh, but I'm going to wait another year or so before I actually spend the money to refresh it. Come on. What am I listening to? God, Dave Matthews. It's been a long time since I heard Dave Matthews. Damn. I dated a girl that was in love with Dave Matthews. It was kind of a competition between me and him. I think he won. That's cool though. I did take her to a concert one time. Actually, I dated 2 girls that loved Dave Matthews. The second girl wasn't so obsessed with him, but one girl, she's just, whew. You know, I love good music, but you can't put his songs on repeat but so much all the time. Weather-wise, actually, you know what? It's pretty cool tonight. It's 22 degrees right now. I'm cruising along right now. It feels about like 20, 19. Not wearing my winter jacket yet, but soon I'll have to break it out. It's kind of funny, the temperatures really suddenly dropped recently, like a lot earlier than people expected. I don't think it'll stay like that, but like the last week or two, like temperatures really dropped down. Like we were having like 34, 35, 36 degrees for a long time, and then just recently everything just dropped down like 25 and to 20, and at nighttime it gets down to 20. So it's nice. I'm not complaining. But I do have, you guys, hopefully, if my motivation keeps up, I'll edit the last video I did record, which was the one going down to Fuji. I did do a Fuji trip a while back in August, which actually turned out to be a really nice ride. So I'm gonna try to get that one edited and uploaded. And I have a lot of other stuff that I just didn't around to editing, so I don't know. We'll see. But I promise you guys I'm gonna get this one uploaded because I got a lot of new subscribers. I mean, a lot being like 20 or 30 maybe. Well, thank you very much for subscribing, and I'm sorry that this video is so late, but my veteran viewers who graciously come back each time know that my schedule is kind of erratic, and I'm sorry about that. But you've got to put the priority where the priority needs to be. And ladies and gentlemen, we are clear of the traffic. I'm gonna make it on time for a change. We're going to go down to the Yokohama Koen exit and get off there and then circle around and park right at the I can't remember something. Hang on, I can say it. Ishikawacho. There it is, Ishikawacho station. There's a bike parking right in front of the station that's really nice. It's got a lot of spots, and by this time in the evening it's pretty empty, so it's pretty easy to park there. There's actually 2 coin parking lots right near the station. That one right in the front, and then one right around the corner. That's doesn't have as many spaces because it's kind of a monthly parking lot. But usually when I come down here, both lots have spaces open. So they're I think the one in front of the station is actually cheaper, and the other one, if you can park there all day for 500 yen, that's not a bad deal. But still convenient enough for our little dinner date. Congratulations also, if you made it to this far in the video, thank you for keeping going. Trying to get that watch time up so that YouTube favors me a little bit more. I'm still trying to get some subscribers added. I still wanted to, I had a goal of making 1,000 subscribers by the end of the summer. That didn't happen because I didn't have it, just couldn't do it. Just couldn't make the videos. Again, priorities, right? But it's a work in progress. But my the 5-year anniversary of my first video is coming up soon, as we get into the, wait, is that 5 years? I think it is. I created the channel in August in 2015, but I didn't actually upload anything until much later than that. So I gotta check the date on that. But my 5-year anniversary of the first upload is coming up, so I've been told that I need to do something for that. So I guess, oh wow, something really stinks right here. Jesus. Sorry about that. That's just really pungent. Damn. Anyway, so 5-year anniversary of the first upload's coming up. So I guess I'll have to do a recap video of that, of the last 5 years. That might be fun. We'll see. My primary goal is to ride more, probably record a little more often. Yeah, I miss talking to you guys. I miss making these videos. Editing's not so much fun, but maybe I can find an editor to help me do that. That might be a good idea. Just pay somebody a couple of 1,000 yen or something like that to do like each video. Like I can just send a raw video and have them edit it. I don't know, that might be a good idea actually. I know there's some people out there looking to get editing experience, so that might be something to do. I'll think about it. But I like the personal touch of my, oh, thank you, sorry about that. I like doing the personal touch on my own videos though, so that's one thing, that's one negative against hiring somebody to help me with it. But if I have a lot of videos I want to edit and get out, that I can get somebody dedicated to editing, I don't know, we'll see. It's an extra expense, but it could pay off in the long run. I'll think about it. Almost there, guys. Thanks for hanging in there. If you've never been to Yokohama China Town, it's worth a visit. It's very quiet down here right now with the lack of tourists, but and actually some restaurants are temporarily closed, some are open. We go to the same place every time because they have a really good deal. If you make a reservation ahead of time, they give you a discount on the buffet. So it's really cool. A couple of places around that same restaurant, they're sometimes open, sometimes closed. So I know it's tough for them, but if you live in Tokyo or you live in Japan, you live around the area, it's worth a trip down here. Food is pretty good. Prices are very reasonable. I don't know, this is just a cool little date night we do. This is something different, getting out of Tokyo, doing something different for a change. Oh, that reminds me. I do have a trip to the countryside planned coming up in October. I finally got the okay of invite to come down for a visit. I finally have been told that it's okay for Tokyo people to come down. So I'm going to go make a trip to Shizuoka probably in about 2 weeks. Or a week and a half, something like that. Why are you on my butt, dude? Back off. Alright, here we are. Yokohama Koen, and this guy's take the same damn exit. we need to do a loop and then go back around because the other light up here is in a right turn. We can't turn right into the right road, so you got to go around. Right? Yes. Yes, you go straight. Go straight. God damn it. He's from Yokohama. He should know where he's going. Damn. No, it's green light too, and you're gonna make me miss the green light, aren't you? I swear to God. Yep. Thanks, dude. Appreciate it a whole lot. Almost there. We got a left-hand turn coming up. Well, thanks guys for watching. If you made it all the way to the end of the video, I really appreciate it. We'll be parking here in just a moment. I think this is right. Whoa, hey buddy. Yeah, I gotta make this circle thingy. Anyway, if you're new to the channel, please subscribe. Otherwise, smash the like button or dislike button. Leave me a comment. Let me know how you're doing. If you like the video, great. Let me know. If not, hopefully come back for the next one. Hopefully a little bit better. But I really appreciate everybody's patience, and I certainly hope you're taking care of yourself more with all the virus situation going on. But I certainly hope that you come back and see us again soon. So with that, we'll say goodbye. See you next time, guys. Bye-bye.